Hey there. Adriana, thanks for being here. How are your Macs going along? I feel like I fell asleep earlier on our couch and I feel like finally able to join. Yay, I'm glad you're here. I feel like I'm so nervous and I'm excited to get started. We just found out that virtual schooling is going to continue until February. So I think that just kind of conked me out. I got a little bit sad. Hey Susie, hi Sue. So I'm excited to have this distraction, make some Macs with you guys. I feel like every 2 weeks is so long. It feels like it's been a month, but it's only been 2 weeks. So, hi Jen, hi Michelle. I'm so excited you're here. Hello. Let me see if I can get my chat going so I don't miss anything. All right. Here we go. Hi from Mexico. So today we're going to just be, instead of pushing out the batter like I usually do, we're just going to kind of tumble it over and over with our spatula and just kind of work it that way. It takes a little bit long. Full disclosure, I tried this yesterday and I got really, hi from Las Vegas, hi Nina. I got really impatient and I started to just deflate it like I usually do. So I'm not gonna deflate it this time. I'm gonna do what I have been asked to do, but hopefully it won't take too long. I'm gonna put you guys down. Hi from Puerto Rico. A lot of bakers do that. Yeah, so Adriana, I've seen it too, and I hope I have enough patience. I don't know if I can do it, to be honest. It takes a really long time, but it is a good workout. With the humidity outside, I think we're about 80% outside in Portland today. I have my dehumidifier running. That usually brings it down inside to about 60, and then I also have to run my air. So I'm running my heater today because this California girl is cold. So I've got my heater and that circulates air well as well, and it dries it out in here. So you can definitely, if you don't have air conditioner, you can run a heater as well, and that will get that humidity down in your home too. Yes, I know. I mean, we lived in Chicago for 4 years, but your body acclimates so fast to, and we were in Los Angeles for 7 years. So I feel like I've been wearing like this huge down North Face comforter that I used to wear. Hi from Panama, in Chicago. So I just feel like a wuss right now. So hopefully my body will acclimate. But I have it's like, what I think it's probably like 60 degrees outside. It's not that cold, but I have a turtleneck on. So, all right, we are at 1 o'clock, so we can start. Let me, hi from the UK. Make sure you guys can see the bowl as well as, okay. First time coming in. Oh, hi Jennifer. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Someone has a quick Mac question. Shoot. Mystical mentor. Chicago, yay! Okay. Hi Alina. Hi Desiree. Okay, I'm gonna get started, and I will be mixing. I'm gonna be doing the 55 grams of egg whites, 50 grams of granulated sugar with 2 grams of egg white powder here, and then we have 72 grams of both confectioner sugar, and almond flour. So we've got all that set up. I'll be using my hand mixer for this small batch. I tried even with a smaller bowl attachment in my mixer with these, I think on the last live. I did it on when I was doing the slowly incorporating my sugar into my meringue. I use my stand mixer. Hi Jaslyn. And it just doesn't whip up as well if you're doing a small batch. So if it takes you 20 minutes to whip up your meringue in your stand mixer, you might want to try out, if you have one, a hand mixer, because it really does help. If you go too long with your meringue, you could also get hollow shells because your meringue is going to break down easily. There's like a fine balance between going too slow and going slow enough. So just a little key tip there. Let's see here. Make sure that there are no marks left on the surface of your shells after popping. Great question. If your batter dries super quickly and then you get like a streak with your toothpick or your scribe after you're popping your bubbles, you might want to pipe a couple and then use your scribe for each of those. Move it around and then move on and pipe more. That's how I do my character macarons, at least when I was in California and they dry quickly. I would do a few at a time, move them around to the shape I wanted, and then move on, because you're right, if they dry quickly they will leave that ugly mark and it's not worth it. Okay. Oh no, Susie, your sugar art violet. Speaking of sugar art violet, which color, you guys? I'm gonna do either sugar art lime or sugar art violet for today. And I was thinking with the lime we could do like some pink sanding sugar, and then with the violet we could do some orange sanding sugar. Lime, violet. So who was first? Violet was first, so we're gonna go violet. And then we'll do, on some of them we can do some orange sanding sugar. It's just this little, they're super fine, to be honest. I thought they would melt on, you can see they're really fine. I thought they would melt on top of my macarons, so I never used them. And then I always see Christina from Macarons by Christina using them, and I'm like, it adds such a great bite. So I'm doing it. All right, let's see here. Okay, here we go. Violet it is. I'm gonna start whipping my 55 grams. In 2 additions, I will add my sugar. I'm going to not talk too much while this is on because it is just annoying to try to hear me. So you can mute if you want, so you don't have to hear, and I will try to get you closer to see the whipping egg whites. All right. Just till foamy and then add your sugar. Nice and foamy. Add sugar in 2 additions. I did not find adding it slowly helped at all. At this point, when the sugar is dissolved, you don't feel any granules, I'll turn it up to the second speed on my hand mixer, or like a 4 on the KitchenAid. Gel paste, keep mixing, but because we are using a powder, I like to go earlier so it can fully incorporate into my meringue when it's still fairly moist. Hello from Norway. This stuff goes a long way, so this is probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon I'll add. Woo! Hopefully I didn't get it everywhere. If you get this everywhere, it makes such a mess. As soon as you mop the floor, you just see it come up in spots you never thought it would reach. Okay. So let's keep going. Hi from Canada. I don't recommend stopping. I just want to show you guys, if you're about here, that medium's kind of peak, you can add your gel coloring. Or you can add it at the very end for a more vibrant color. that's what I'm looking for, a nice stiff peak in my bowl and on my beaters. I change speed, so in the beginning I'll go at the lowest speed. When all the sugar is dissolved, I turn it up to the medium speed on my hand mixer. Then when I get some, I go on my hand mixer basically the whole time on medium, and then I'll turn it up to that the highest point or whatever speed, there we go. I'll turn it up to the highest speed for like the last 30 seconds or so. Once I see striations in the batter, you want to keep moving a hand mixer the entire time around your bowl while you're doing it, just to make sure you're not just getting the middle stiff. You want to get everything stiff. So once I see the striations, like I don't time it or anything, which I know it helps for some people to have that timing, but yeah, so I just put, once I see the striations on the side, I will start to turn it up and go for about 30 seconds more until it's nice and stiff. So let me get you guys a good view of the bowl right now. Let's see if I can get you in there. Let's see here. Maybe it's better farther away. If I'm here, there we go. That's probably good. Can you guys see okay? This is the part that matters. This is what we're testing out today. Someone asked, they said a lot of people in a Facebook group was saying that this really helps them get full shells. So I'm going to experiment and try it out by not deflating my batter purposefully and pushing it out. She used the word tumble, which I think is a perfect word to describe it. So we're just going to kind of incorporate our dries very carefully. Once they're about 70% incorporated, I'll add my next addition. And then, so see how it's just like a little bit left? You don't want to go too far. The more mixing, the less time you have to play with your batter at the end. So let's do another addition. We're just going to tumble. It is not necessary to use egg white powder, no. I use it because it does a few things. It'll strengthen your meringue. It allows you to mix for longer before your meringue will break down. It also allows for your macarons to dry a little quicker. And it is just a great way if you are in a humid environment like myself to make sure that you have another security blanket, I guess you could call it, to get successful macarons with no crack tops. Okay, last addition. Oh, yes, so Sweet K, I started a Facebook group. It went out in my last newsletter just on Saturday. So I will put the link. I finally figured out how to do it. I'm sorry it took me so long. So I'll put the link in this, the video description, okay? And then you guys can join the Facebook group, which I think will be really fun because after these lives, you guys can go chat longer and just kind of tell what you've experienced, because you guys hold so much knowledge, you know, in numbers. Everyone's experiences can really kind of make ourselves have aha moments when we hear everyone else how they deal with certain things in their environment and through their, I don't want to say adversity because it's macarons, but you know, we experience adversity, right? Through our troubles, let's say that, so it's not so dramatic. Okay, so I've got my dries incorporated. This is usually when I would start to push out the batter, but I'm just going to keep tumbling it. If you're here, I'm sorry, I forgot who suggested this. Please say hi. Yes, and then the chimera, that's a great way to put it. It's a nice safeguard, but it's not necessary to have egg white powder. You can use cream of tartar if you would prefer. Yes, the Great British Bake, it's not with the actual Great British Bake Off show. It's just a whole bunch of bakers inspired by the bakes, hosted by Mandy and Mary from Instagram. The Sweet Almond and, oh my goodness, I forget Mandy's handle, but they're both super talented bakers and they're hosting this collaboration. So each week we just do the technical challenge. It's been really fun. Does your feet still come out nicely when you don't deflate? I don't know. I haven't ever done this before. So we'll see. Yeah, you'll have to check that out. You can search GGBO Technical Challenge Collab, and that's where you can see just a whole bunch of bakers going through it. Okay, so I'm just kind of tumbling it. Hopefully I'm doing this right, but I'm just putting the batter over itself, making sure the bottom is also getting worked in, and I just keep going around and around, and we can check the batter and see how we're doing. Almost there. It's pretty slow, so we'll go a little bit further. Can you do a more in-depth tutorial? Yeah, maybe like a video. I feel like I have so many of these lives, but I do have, many have asked for just a Macaron Ebook, and I'm trying to put that together because I know the classes that I offer are so limited with only 8 spots in each. So I'm going to offer the ebook, which gives more in-depth instructions, which maybe would be something that interests you. Whoa, the whisk just stopped to move. Someone said they got the same hand mixer and it just broke already? That's crazy. I'm sorry. Was it from Amazon or from a store? I'm gonna go a little bit further. Who does this method already? I'm interested in knowing. Enchilada casserole. I love enchilada casserole. Oh, thank you, Stacy. Yeah, I feel like visuals really help, so that with an ebook might be really helpful for those who can't do the actual classes because they are a little bit limiting if you don't have good internet and stuff like that. I think we're getting there, you guys. What do you think? It's really pretty purple. It's flowing consistently. Sorry about the mess in my bowl. Someone asked if this is my favorite kind of bowl, and it is only because I only have those stainless steel ones or these ceramic ones. I don't have any glass bowls. So this is definitely better. You don't want to whip up egg whites in a stainless steel because it can kind of it can discolor your egg whites. Okay guys, I'm gonna go for it. So what do you think? I like the way this looks. Let me give you guys a figure 8. All right, perfect. I don't remember what I was saying. Macarons from terrible to wow. Oh, I'm so glad it's helped. I really don't remember what I was saying, to be honest. But I'm so sorry that someone bought one of the hand mixers and it broke already. That's unfortunate. I've had mine for years and it's still, I feel like they don't make things like they used to, right? Is that just what I say when I start to get older? Nothing's the same. Zoe, this looks familiar to what you do? Similar? Do you get really full shells? Okay. Let me get this to piping. Oh, this is so heavy to move. All right. That's a pretty good angle. Hi, Tobias. You're not late. We're just kind of moving and shaking. So I'm gonna pipe. I'm really shaky today because when it's every other week, I get so nervous to see you guys again. So I apologize for the shakiness. Didn't the color turn out so pretty though? So someone had mentioned, how do you use your scribe or pop your bubbles without making marks if you are in a really dry environment? So what I was saying is kind of do it as you go. So at this point, pop them. If you see some, I know that they still will lay out flat, more flat, but you could do that right away and see if it helps instead of doing the whole tray and then doing it. So I pipe till the second line, and then I usually, the batter will just flow to that last line to make it about 1 3/4 inch or 2 inches. You guys, I'm so nervous. Okay. Do Big Macs with a fan. I do not have a fan, just a gas conventional oven. Nothing fancy. I'm really tempted to buy a tabletop convection oven, but not at the moment. Maybe one day. I think I told the people in the beginning that were here that we just found out our virtual learning for our kids' school district is going until February. So that might be why I'm shaky too. I want to cry. I was joking, but it just stinks for these kids who don't get any, like we just moved here too, so we don't know anyone. And the kids are just getting sick of me, that's for sure. Okay. So here is our beautiful praise. We'll see how these turn out. I'm going to wrap my tray a little bit with my hand. And then we could put some sprinkles on. Can you please tell me the length of your spatula? I think it's 13 inches, but I'll check. All right. So we've got these. I'll let them rest over here. Let's see here. Spatula, might say on here. So it is a 13-inch spatula. I tap the tray because it releases those air bubbles. I'll show you guys. If you can see, there's like little bubbles now at the top, which most people will. I made bacon on this tray, and it's like all greasy, so I'm hoping that doesn't do anything to my mass. But let me show you guys. So some people will actually pop those air bubbles that come up to the surface after wrapping the tray. You can't see this one. Let me show you one that you can see. Let's see. Here, is this better? So, like right there. Can you see that? No. There's little air bubbles, and you can just kind of take a scribe or a toothpick, move them around to even them out. But it releases those air bubbles, and it will make your shells fuller because you're getting those air bubbles out and you won't have a pocket of air in your baked shell, which I do not mind because I like a really light cookie. But a lot of people obviously want that really, really full shell, so they will do this step, which I don't usually do. Oh, guys, how quickly I forget. Sprinkles. What size of pipe? My piping tip is a 9mm. Let's put some sprinkles on. Sprinkle. So just a little bit to make these a little extra Halloween-y. I don't want them to be too excessive just because I want them to turn out, since I want to see if these come out full. But let me get you guys a better view of these. I think they look so pretty. Let's see. Can you see that? It's really hard to see with the lighting, but they have a little bit of orange flare. This is just sanding sugar. And like I said before, which was in the very beginning, with the sanding sugar, I thought for sure it would melt while baking, and so I never used it before. When I tried Laudere's macarons, they had them on their shell, and then Macarons by Christina always uses them. So I was like, why do I not do it? Because it's really, I like that bite. Whereas like those large sprinkles, I dislike like a hard crunch. So these are a really nice extra crunch to your macaron. Okay, we're gonna let those dry. I'm gonna set a timer for 15 minutes, and then I'll start my oven. We'll see if they dry a little bit faster, but I've been having to rest mine for about 20 minutes lately. Okay, so you guys asked a couple of questions. Let me see. Before you moved, did someone come to inspect your kitchen? So Lily, no one inspected my kitchen. I was a Class A license, and in Pasadena at least. They only checked your kitchen if you were a Class B, if you were offering wholesale to cafes. So I never had anyone check my residence. Have I made a batch of macarons by hand? You mean like whip it up, whip the egg whites up by hand? No, I haven't. I have done that with whipped cream, and I'm like sweating profusely after whipped cream. Yeah, with like a big balloon whisk or something. No, I have not tried. That would be hilarious, but not something I'd want to show you guys because I would be like sweating. Okay, if you use cream of tartar instead of egg white powder, when do you put it in? So, Charlotte, you can put in cream of tartar right away into your egg whites in the bowl before starting to mix. Or you can get it foamy a little bit and then put it in. Either one will work. It only took 15 minutes. You did it? Wow, I'm impressed. How did they turn out? Did you feel super proud of yourself? I'd feel so proud of myself if I did it all by hand. Just complete arm work. Good. Awesome. That's amazing. I'm not going to try that on a live. So, what baking mat? I use a lot of different baking mats. This one is Valesco, I think. Valesco. It's from Amazon. It's on my storefront. If you go to Amazon.com, I always forget I have this. Amazon.com shop, and then Bake Toujours. I think is it still Prime Day, or was that just yesterday? Either way, it has some of my favorite things on there. You do not have to purchase from there. You can open up another window if you're against. This is an affiliate code, just so you know. So just to check out what things are my favorites, you can look there. There's some things under macaron favorites and decorative favorites and kitchen favorites. So you can check that out. Time difference. Sorry, yeah, I know. With schooling with the children, it's been so difficult to be on a regular schedule with the live. So my apologies for switching it up to a Wednesday today. I hope it is not too difficult. I tried to put it out there enough times to let you guys know that it's switched. If you join my newsletter, you will get weekly reminders of when my lives are, but I'm doing them bi-weekly now. Yeah, bi-weekly. So every other week, and I try to do it Mondays, but it's just been a lot on my kids to have the weekend and then do it Monday morning. So I'm trying out Wednesday. How does this work for you guys? You tried it too? No, they turned out awful. Someone else tried it by hand. I honestly, like everyone, we should go do that. Do it by hand and we'll show our pictures on the Facebook group and we'll see what they look like. I feel like I would not be able to get this as stiff of a peak as I'd like. Would you be able to share your small batch recipe? Yeah, for sure. Let me write it for you guys. 55 grams egg whites. Does it 50 grams sugar, 2 grams, sorry, I type in right at the same time, egg white powder. Wednesday's great for you. Awesome. Busy mom. Yeah, I'm 13. Oh my goodness, you're 13 and you did it by hand. That's why. You've got the stamina. This one doesn't. No, actually, I'm the same person. Okay. So you're using Sabia. Stop, Penny. Penny. Someone said that their colors aren't vibrant. Let's see, they bake off, they brown, right? And they're using a Macaron, which is a really tried and true coloring system. So I'm sorry to hear that. If you are not getting a nice and bright color, if you're adding it to your meringue, you can stop adding it there because it gets aerated. You can wait to put it into your actual macaronaging process. Maybe that will help. Or if it's simply just your oven and you know it's your oven, try turning it down, but then you'll have to combat the hollows. So it's just playing around with temperature. I'm sorry, I don't have like a straightforward answer. A third of a teaspoon of violets. Oh my goodness. Did you already bake them off and everything? My dogs are barkers. I apologize for them. Which do you think is better, Americola or Chef Master? I like both. I think Chef Master and Americola are great when you're baking your product. I do not like Chef Master in my in my buttercreams, not American buttercreams. If I'm not baking the product, I can taste it. I can taste the sugar art dry powders as well in things that I'm not baking. I cannot taste the sugar art in my baked goods. So it's something I feel like Americola is the best in your buttercreams or something you're not gonna bake off because it doesn't have that bitter taste at the end. But some people can't taste it. I'm just really sensitive to it and I really dislike the taste of food coloring. So Americola is my favorite all around, I think, for gel colors. Oh yeah, awesome. I'm glad you like the salted caramel recipe. Oh my goodness, Hafsa, that is young to be doing it. I need to start letting my kids actually do the whole process of macarons. They're old enough now, right? If you're doing hand whipping egg whites at 9, Yes. So Stacy, I was going to put out the same one as my class ebook, but just tailor it to not specifically the class, because on it I have like prep before class, prep after class. So it's just gonna be a more general thing, what to do the day before you're about to bake your macarons, and what to do day of to prepare and set you up for success. And I included my recipes that I'm giving out to my classes. So that is pumpkin ganache and a buttercream, pumpkin buttercream. And then my passion fruit mango purposefully filling for macarons. I also included a royal icing recipe for those who want to decorate, especially for the holidays coming up. It's fun to decorate the tops of your macarons. Macarons are these beautiful little meringue almond cookies, and it really depends on what you fill them with to know how they taste, because the filling really flavors them the most. I have some that I made, and I wanted to bring some out to you guys while we were waiting. Cream of tartar. You can substitute egg white powder, which I use. Up to 53 in here. So here's egg white powder. I use Judy's. It's on my Amazon storefront as well. Just find something that's 100% dried egg white powder. Some people use meringue powder. I don't suggest it, but some have said it works just fine and they continue to use it. So you could try it, but meringue powder has other ingredients in it that can mess up your macarons. So I feel like this meringue powder makes it dry even faster, and so it can be a bit of a problem. I don't know why I broke out in an accent, but okay. Do you use the almond paste? I use almond paste for my pistachio macarons. I will make a pistachio paste and mix it with almond paste and butter to make my what am I talking about? My pistachio filling. There we go. And then almond paste is super good for almond cream as well. Oh no, I just use almond flour for that. Nope, that's not what I was talking about. Okay. I think it's American almond. Let me go check. I think I have one pack of almond paste right now. I like pink macarons too. I love them. Let's see. Nope, I was wrong. It is Solo. It's the almond paste I use. Yeah, Jean knows it. There we go. I thought it was something else. American nuts or something. There we go. Do you prefer silicone or parchment for baking? I prefer silicone. I've been having more issues with silicone since I've moved, lopsided macarons here. Trying to find that perfect balance of resting long enough but not resting too long is what I'm at right now in my trials with my oven. So I really like Teflon too. I feel like Teflon has given me better results, but I'm trying not to give up on I still bake every single time on those silicone mats because I really don't want to give them up. But if you get a Teflon sheet, you want it to be nice and shiny, and it feels like plastic almost. Like it feels like a silicone mat-ish. So you don't want the actual, I've had copper ones, like actual ones that are supposed to go into your barbecue and help because they conduct heat really well, but it makes a really crumbly foot. So I feel like these ones with the shiny finish, glossy finish, are really nice. macarons are almost dry, but a little sticky still. Let's see. Thank you. It's been a long time since I've made my Lucky Charms macarons, but I told someone I would, so I need to do that at some point. Trouble with sticky bottoms. Aluminum pan, but it's still happening. And Jessa, is your aluminum pan insulated? If you have an insulated air bake tray, you could try switching it, because these things, if you have an insulated bottom and then an insulated silicone mat, okay, it's not. All right, I usually get concave macarons with the French method that way, but for some reason with the Italian method it comes out beautifully. So depends on what method you're doing with that. So it's just a matter of baking longer, and maybe, you know, some people just feel like their oven does not do silicone mats well, and you kind of have to compromise. The feet from Parchment are really beautiful too. Turning the pan upside down helped tremendously. Well, that's good to know, Denise. Hoping for Christina, crossing fingers for you. Okay, so the vegan macarons, that's something that you guys keep asking me to do, and I will try. I'm going to study Camilla from Pies and Tacos. She has a wonderful tutorial, so go watch that. And when live, we can try vegan macarons if you want to see me attempt that. I feel like they are really finicky because you have to reduce the chickpea, the aquafaba, just enough. So it will be very interesting, but what makes a better live, you know? I feel like that's what these are about, to test things, and it's not always perfect. I wanted to show you guys, I found you through Camilla. Oh, that's awesome. She's amazing. I love her desserts. Now she's coming out with a cupcake like a whole book. I am floored. And she has a child. Just, I'm so inspired by how she gets things done. Okay, so that's 15 minutes. I'm gonna turn on my oven to, now my book is just like macarons, you know, it's only about 12 pages, so it's not like a whole cookbook like hers. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the oven and hopefully bake these in the next 5 minutes. Preheated at 300 degrees. So here we go. I'm wondering if it's due to my convection. Jessa, I wonder, do you get feet on all of them though? I feel like if you didn't get feet, then you could worry about the airflow and such. But if you're getting feet on them, I wouldn't think it would be the convection setting. So I'm so interested. Well, thank you, Lily. Concave macarons, yes, your heat is probably too low if you're experiencing concave from the bottom. Like if they aren't flush with your mat, then increase your heat a little bit in your oven. So I have some Halloween stuff. Who likes Halloween? Who's over it already? I want you guys to tell me your favorite pumpkins. New to your channel. Yay! Sovereign Jester, thank you for being here. Love Halloween. Me too. Some people are over it. Yeah, I feel like you're either a lover or a really disliker. From New Mexico, hello. I've made, you know, from our very first pumpkins, I've made a few different ones. I don't know why I love pumpkins so much. I think because also you can make pumpkins really fancy, or you can make them super like fun for the kids, and they can last all the way through November too. I know, this one is really big, right? I also made huge skull. But I ended up not liking these ones. They look a little bit they're not very pretty. You know, they look like I'm trying to do a sugar skull, but I also don't want to make it seem like, you know, it's a sugar skull and then Halloween, you know, the Dia de los Muertos is different. So then I was like, I didn't want to share it. So I feel like you got to keep those separate and honor the different cultures. I love Dia de los Muertos. I love the idea of celebrating your deceased ancestors. I want to know how you use coconut flour. So Silva, we got a little Frankenstein too. And then, is this backwards to you guys? Hi from Turkey. Little gravestones and ghosts. I have too much fun with Halloween. Eyeballs. So for, let's see. I love, my son is in a Smith. They would love those. Yeah, I love the idea of sugar skulls, but I feel like this was trying to be both and like melding Halloween with Dia de los Muertos. So I decided to X-nay that. But someone asked a question. Okay, coconut flour. I have never tried to use it, but I know someone, I think it's Sophia Sweets on Instagram, was doing trials because someone was allergic to nuts, and she said she had to use her own coconut flour or else they would crack. She couldn't use coconut flour from the store, so maybe that will help you. I haven't actually used it before, so I don't know, I can't tell you firsthand how it goes if you're doing full coconut. I've heard coconut flour as well as pepita seeds, so pumpkin seeds ground up, is good to replace for your macarons if you have allergies to nuts. Oh, actually coconut. Are some people allergic to, has nut in the name? Yes. Someone asked if I use Sweet K, right on point. What was that? I missed it. Sweet K, what was that about? These are Chef Master. I love these pens. They have a nice little sharp tip, and then they have a thicker tip on this end, and they're really, really nice. I let my kids use them one time and it ruined my black, which I'm sad about, but they stay for the most part really nice and better. See, look at this one, you can see the tip is all screwed up. It's my fault for letting my children use it, but hi from Venezuela. I also have the Wilton food markers, and I don't like them as much. Chef Master, definitely the way to go. Those are on Amazon as well, on my storefront, if you want to check them out. Do you have a coupon code? I don't have a coupon code. I don't have any affiliation with Chef Master or Coloring Systems. These are just my preference. Let's see. Do you do U.S. peanut butter? Okay. Italian method. Oh, Charlotte, I'm glad you're trying the French method. So you were trying Italian and then you're getting lopsided all the time. I had that issue with my Italian when I was trying to relearn the Italian method, and I realized that I needed to, for me specifically, needed to turn my oven way down. But I know it's different for you since you've been doing the Italian method and all of a sudden it switched up. But maybe with the change of weather, I feel like it always presents new problems for us, that you could need to decrease the temperature in your oven because maybe it's getting colder out here, and something with putting that really cold pan in your oven could change things. I don't know. Okay. Oh yes, sweet cake. Yeah, I want to keep them separate, right? Thank you. Mexican Italian. I love that combo. What flavors do you use usually? what flavor fillings do you usually use? Let me check my max and then we can talk flavors. But in here are a whole bunch of different flavors. Some apple cider. I said let me check my max and then I didn't. So apple cider. These ones were filled with some homemade mixed berry jam and ermine buttercream. And these were, I think, just regular Italian buttercream. I like to go whatever I have in my refrigerator, whatever I've made. This one is POG, so passion fruit, orange, guava, right? POG. Because I'm doing so much pumpkin with my class, I haven't made pumpkin or passion fruit for myself here because we are passion fruit and pumpkin out. But definitely use up whatever's in my refrigerator / freezer. Let me see. Let's see if I did. Okay, so I'm touching and they are dry, so I'm gonna put them in the oven. It's at 300. So I set my timer for 10 minutes and then I turned down my oven as well to 275. Yeah, just had to make sure. Oh, I'm sorry. That stinks. Someone said that the Chef Master pens are not available right now. I wonder if, I look so haggard. I wonder if they have them not on my link, like somewhere else on Amazon you could check out. So I bake mine at 275, but I try to, my goal with lowering it to 275 is to keep my internal oven temperature around 290. My oven tends to shoot up in temperature, so I can't keep it at 300. Once I put the pan in, I turn it down. Yes, Karina's custom. Oh, yes. Oh, wait, no, I don't think Karina's custom. No, I think I bought something from Christine's shop, which is in Canada as well. So Karina's. That's good to know if anyone's based in Canada or doesn't mind waiting a little bit for the shipping. Right now is really tough when you're crossing the border, but that's great. Thank you, Christina, for sharing that. When your oven shoots up in temp. When my oven shoots up in temperature, yes, I will pray to the pastry gods that it goes down and I open my oven a little bit to vent it. But usually by the time I notice, they're all cracked. So, especially when I'm doing lives and talking to you guys. So let me check. Now that you've reminded me, thank you. I can't even see the oven temperature right now. It's so dark, even with the oven light on. Okay. No growing feet. Salima, are you in a humid environment? I feel like I've been having lots more feetless macarons as well with the humidity. It's frustrating. If your oven is not hot enough, you could get that. If your meringue is not strong enough or if it's over whipped, you won't have the feet. That could definitely be the humidity then. Do you have central air of any sort or a dehumidifier? Because I feel like just my dehumidifier doesn't even cut it. I have to turn on air and keep all the doors closed. Hi, Alex. And just kind of, ooh, this was over the, keep all the doors closed, turn on some air, and turn on my dehumidifier to get it at an acceptable, anything under about 54 humidity Percentage helps. Yeah, Lily, when is your wedding? That's awesome. I don't have too much experience with convection oven. When I was staying with my mother-in-law for a while with a convection, I did love it. But that being said, that was one convection oven. And once I got to know my previous oven that I was at for 7 years, I ended up liking it. I'm trying to be happy with it. It's just a matter of figuring out your oven, and then I feel like any oven will work. You just have to figure out its little flaws and fix it. So I'm getting a lot of lopsided macarons, like I was saying earlier. Yeah, if you go up a little bit, you can see I typed it out, the recipe out. I don't know what I was saying. But ovens, I feel like you hate them when they don't treat you right, but you can definitely learn how to make it work, right? And so instead of, I'm not optimistic all the time, but I try to think of it as like an obstacle to conquer instead of a thing that I am lacking, if that makes sense. Instead of thinking of it as a downfall. Okay, Lily, so Earl Grey chocolate is delicious. 850 macarons. Wow, that's a lot of macarons. And you're 12, is that what you said? Earl Grey is one of my favorites, especially Swiss meringue, buttercream with Earl Grey. What else? I feel like something like a jam based that's not 13. That's amazing. A jam base or something that is not dairy is always a crowd pleaser too, to have it. And that's a great question to ask, when is the wedding? Because you want to know the season to be inspired by when the actual wedding is. I love people's directness. Do strawberry, toffee, lemon. I love it, Deborah. You definitely want some crowd pleasers that are going to satisfy each different genre, like the chocolate lovers, vanilla lovers, some caramel. Yeah. Cookies and cream is always a nice, easy one, and it's a crowd pleaser. Alright guys, they're in the oven. They haven't cracked so far, but I think I put my finger down on one of them, and so it's smushed. But other than that, we are going cannoli. December 4th. Ooh, gingerbread is a good one. Who is it that has a really good gingerbread recipe? It is a blog from here. I think she lives in Oregon, Portland maybe. It might start with a B, but it's really good. A white chocolate ganache, but it doesn't taste too white chocolatey. Now I really want to know. Gingerbread macarons. Byron maybe or something? Let's see. Bryony Cooks has a really good gingerbread recipe. Ooh, Pies and Tacos has one too, I guess. From Brazil. Half of them exploded. Susie, was the oven too hot, or do you think it was the accident with dropping the color in? I always get fuller shells with my chocolate as well. No, just one exploded. Oh my goodness. Why do Max play us like this? Anyone know why our chocolate macs are fuller? I feel like it's got to be like a better maybe we're not mixing it as much because the batter breaks down a little bit. I don't know, but mine are always fuller as well. Check the max. I feel like you always tell me to drink water. Check my max. I'm nervous, guys. I don't want to check the max when you haven't. I've been having issues with them. So, yes, I am. So I'm very sweaty and nervous. Sometimes when I get nervous, I stick my hands under my arms and I smell them like this. So interesting. Chocolate Macs are more cakey too. Yeah, they definitely turn out a little different in texture. It's like a brownie. Yes. Superstar, thank you for knowing the reference. Yes. Oh. They're no good, you guys. Let me show you guys in the oven. My oven's at 300, so it's not like it went too high, but they're no good. Oops. It's really hard to see because I'm shaky, but they're all lopsided. So, I tell ya. That was 10 minutes about my mac. I started to panic. No, it looks good. No, they weren't good. Yeah. No, they're not good. Oh well. Please what? Sorry, what were you saying? Please what? Chimera? I didn't hear what you were asking. Looks yummy. Yeah, they'll still be tasty. I don't know what this is doing here. No, I just knew they weren't gonna be good today. Gotta go. Bye, Jessa. I honestly, I did the little pink macarons. I did these yesterday. See that gap? They're not matured yet. But I was really worried about them. And then they ended up turning out okay. But I've just been having really not my favorite batches lately. See those air pockets that I was talking to you about? I don't mind them. Yeah, I have a little thing with dye as well. I don't love food coloring, but I've embraced it for the gram. But with the black marker as well, you can see it like dyes your mouth. I have used freeze-dried fruits to color my macarons as well. It adds a different texture, and they brown a little bit easier, but it's definitely a look. It's nice, it's speckled, it looks really pretty. So that's something you could do. But I definitely agree. I don't love food coloring, and it's something I've kind of gotten past, but it really, I know it's FDA approved, but it really can't be that good for you. There's been lots of studies that it is not. So, who knows? We don't eat too many macarons in this house, to be honest. Even though I have a lot of macaron bakes. I love making them, but my kids go crazy with sugar, so we usually will have like one a week. Morning here. Hi, Leah. Yeah, using the freeze-dried fruit in your fillings is so good. Yeah, moderation definitely is key. Mine just don't stay crispy like that pink one. Susie, that was just made yesterday, so it hasn't matured yet. But even after one day, Susie, yours are not crisp. You don't want to die from those. I've been baking macarons. I know. Is it Trustly? I feel the same way. I'm always so anxious about my bakes, especially on these lives. Even though I've kind of learned to accept that they're not always going to turn out because I'm trying new things on these lives, but still, I definitely want to show you guys some successful bakes as well, but lately they've been kaput. Yes, same here. Is it Becky? Earl Grey is really good. Photo shoot, the max. So, Susie, do you feel like you need to bake them longer, or do you think, didn't you do like the, my hands, look, the, like, coating on your shells with a little bit of your buttercream and let them sit and then fill? It's the actual shell that softens. And you feel like they're in a nice airtight container? Do you turn the bottom heat only? I don't batter. I don't have an option to turn my heat on or off. It's just one. I think my heat comes from the top. I definitely think that I rested these bad boys too long, and that's why they are all lopsided now that I'm seeing how they're laying. Yes, you crumb coat. Okay, just making sure. But it offends the shell. I'm sorry. I wonder why. I feel like, have you tried baking a couple minutes longer, Susie? Well, I hope you sleep well. That is late. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world. Have a good sleep. Sorry about my question, but any difference between Earl Grey and London Fog? Earl Grey is usually like the Earl Grey tea, and a London Fog, isn't that have lavender in it? Lavender and perhaps maybe more of a latte. Maybe not latte since that's espresso, but like a mix with what's it called? Milk. My day has been good. Actually, we found out virtual schooling is going to go till February, so I'm trying to be positive, but I'm a little bit sad. If I cook super long, super hollow. Interesting. Scissor. The bottoms would just disappear. Bye, Alaf. I hope I'm saying your name right. Yeah. So London Fog and the Earl Grey are a bit different, though some people use them interchangeably. Let's see here. I feel like I missed them. Any idea why my Macs didn't mature after 3 days in the fridge with ganache filling? So if you're noticing your macarons get too soft, as Susie said, it may be, oh, you know what, Susie, are you in Washington? I forgot which state you're in. But either way, if you're in a humid environment, then it might be that your shells are just absorbing too much moisture. They might be left out for too long before handling them and putting them in storage. So that could be that. It could be under baking. If you're not maturing, if they're not maturing and they're too hard, then you could have over baked them. I've heard people who put too much egg white powder in can have a really big crunch and it doesn't mature well. So maybe you're not putting in that 3 to 4% egg white powder and putting in too much. That could cause it. Some people add cornstarch to their macarons, and that could definitely cause it as well. Oh yes, you're in Santa Clara. I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's weird. Oh yeah. I don't know. I want to help though. Let's see here. I only tried macarons 4 times and they were pretty good. Awesome. Hi, Teresa. Trying, you didn't miss much. Just my macarons not turning out. They're about to come out of the oven. Most of mine from today came out. Well, Susie, you have better luck than I do today. Higher powdered sugar. Yes, Sue, we can definitely try that. I loved. That's a good idea. I'm trying to get my words. Yes, so a higher ratio of sugar could really help you crisp up, Susie. And macaron process is weird. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It's weird, just like macaron bakers. Maybe I shouldn't call everyone out, just myself. But, okay. All right, my friends. So, we've got lopsided macarons. Color is really pretty. We've got 4 cracked. Let me get you down here. So that's a good look at them. I feel like I can't really even judge the insides, but I'll try to crack it open. It's hot still, so let me just let them cool a little bit faster. Definitely let them cool before we judge them. But the whole thing about today was testing out they taste really good. No bitterness from the coloring, even though there's a ton of coloring in this time. So that's good. However, they're lopsided and some of them cracked. My oven was running a tiny bit hotter than usual, but nothing where I would think it would crack. So it could be the environment. It could be many things wrong with my technique as I do this for you guys. But I think there's probably like 3 on the whole tray that turned out. So not a successful day trying out this new method. Hot mamacita. So flat bottoms, clean bottom. I'll take them, yeah. You can have them all. You're close enough, right? I'll just drive over to you. Let's see. Hi, Deborah. There's a gap. See that gap? So I did not successfully, like if these were nice feet, I would not be sad about that gap, just like that, and you can't even see it. Voila, no gap. The filling would do the work for me with that, but I know, Dora, it's so weird not being in California. Still learning about everything in this environment. But anyways, this method didn't work for me the first time trying it. So I would have to try more times if I wanted to really work on it. I feel like, ooh, I mean, they're not all bad. They have a nice, strong, sturdy shell, but I can't use these bad boys. They are not pretty in the sense of the feet. The feet are not pretty. So thanks for joining, guys. You guys can, I'll put the link into for the Facebook group if you guys want to do that. It is a pretty color. That's about it right now, right? Super mad, but I'm happy that we tried this together. It was fun, Sue. Do you use gel? This was powdered food coloring. Live, yeah, live. Croissants would be like a 3-day process. So you want to tune in for a 3-day live. I will put that link into the Facebook group. I know some of you guys are already there from the newsletter, but I will put it here so everyone can join. You guys can keep talking if you want to. Share your experiences with those who do this method already. They probably have it down and they can tell you more, and they are probably better experts on this than I am. Thank you, Annette, for being in it. I love being able to see. That's a great place for me to see what you guys bake. So there's all these elements that we keep adding to our little mac gang, and I love it because I was missing that aspect. So now I get to see some of you guys in person, and we get to actually see each other's bakes. So thank you for suggesting it. I'm excited to keep it going and add more people into it. Oh, Jane, thank you so much for being here. You're too sweet. I'm gonna go take a shower. I'm like sweating from being so nervous. Yeah. I'm very mad. Look at this. No foot. Anyways, much love, everyone. Thank you, Alina, for joining in. Bye, Tobias, Teresa, Debbie. I'm gonna do the bagels. Man, those were gone. Those we ate so quickly. Macarons, without, selling them, I feel like they just are in our refrigerator for so long, or our freezer. Oh, from Scotland. Thank you for joining. We claim Scottish heritage. That's why we named our children Ewan and Isla. But I'm more Italian than anything else, so. But my husband's side is more Scottish. Bye. I know, I keep talking. Okay, bye, you guys. Much love. Have a wonderful week. Happy baking. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. And sorry about the dye. I'll tell you guys and keep you updated. Maybe it'll be a Wednesday afternoon again. If you guys like this, you can kind of tell me down below in the comments. Or if you prefer the mornings, let me know. Okay? Thanks, everyone. Bye. Is it Shamara? I don't want to pronounce names wrong. But thank you for all the engagement. Very much appreciate it, you guys. Bye, Trang.